Well, we've needed you the whole time. You know, it turns out that you and Greg Monroe are the two that we've been missing all along. Good to see you.
Thanks. We just talked about adding Greg Monroe.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I said this just on my radio show, like being able to, you know, walk in and put my stuff on the board before all the players get in. The first guy that walks in is Greg. It's fun, you know, getting a chance to talk about how he's doing, talk about how the people in his life are doing, and really spend time together. You know, he wasn't here that long, but it was a fun run when he was here, and so it was great to see him again. And you know, obviously with our injuries, we need bodies, and we need bodies at that position. So the timing is good.
You think he'll play tonight?
He could play tonight. I mean, having no Al, no Robert Williams against LaMarcus Aldridge is quite a challenge.
What do you want out of Greg, ideally?
Yeah, I mean, I think number one, the reason why we've always thought highly of Greg. Defensively, you know, to be able to guard the post. Obviously, there will be matchups that we probably wouldn't use a guy like Greg on, but certainly to guard the post. And then offensively, you know, he's really good on the block himself, but where I thought he fit great with us was at the elbows and passing the ball. You know, kind of his Georgetown backdoor pass background. He's a bright guy, and you know, when you put him through our stuff, he knows it right after he gets here. It doesn't take him long because he was here last year and he's bright.
He was playing very well for Toronto.
He was playing well for Toronto. He played well here at a double-figure game against us, which he seemed to always have against us. Williams, Horford. Horford's feeling a little bit better, but the lefty is still keeping him out. And then Tatum's out. He's got fell on his side. So we're hoping that he's going to be able to travel to Cleveland and potentially play, but I would say that it's questionable. And I'd say Williams probably out.
You've talked in the past a lot about resilience. Is that what you guys need at this point to regroup to get to where you want?
I think the NBA season challenges your perseverance, it challenges your grit. The in games challenge your grit. You know, anything that you ride that roller coaster, that's tough. But the key is not to ride the roller coaster. You know, and you got to be able to take a night like last night, which was disappointing a loss. As you know, I can remember, including the Clippers game in a long, long time, and move forward and move on. And you know, you don't have much time to feel sorry for yourself when these guys come in.
Baynes and Gordon back?
Baynes and Gordon will both be back.
Coach, what do you plan to go with for a starting line?
Yeah, we'll do the typical 20 minutes or whatever.
Kyrie.
Kemba. Yeah. Well, just from my standpoint, I mean, I go back after every game and look and see what I could have done better first and foremost. You know, clearly when you have a 26-5 run against you prior to those free throws being shot, there's a lot of things that went wrong. And 7 of those 26 points came in isolation, where Kemba was isolated on on one of our wings, and you know, I certainly understand that there are times where that's something to think about and something to do. There were obviously a lot of other points in there. You know, I was really disappointed in myself that I couldn't do a better job of helping us get better shots. I mean, I think ultimately when I go back and look at it, is those 7-point turnovers. It was the fact that we didn't attack the paint on 10 different plays and turned it over 5 times in each segment, and made it really tough. But you know, there's a lot of things that I can do better, and you know, I'll try to do that. So I've got no problem with it. I said what Morris said, what he said earlier, like say it. You know, put your name on it. It doesn't bother me. I think that's all part of it. I mean, he knows he can come in and talk about that stuff. I've got an open door with regard to if he's ever got any ideas with how teams that he's played with have guarded in the past or whatever. And so I don't get too caught up in it. Listen, nobody is harder on me last night than me, so I don't really care what's said outside of that. And he had a great game. And all couldn't finish it all. So, you know, I'll take my part of it.
Grab at the roster turnover is first
Their second unit plays like Spurs 2013-14. Come in, they fly around, they move the ball, they're cutting all over the place. I told our guys when we were walking through that the minute you're staring at something, somebody's going to expose you. Like if you get caught with your eyes not moving, not seeing what's going on around you, you're getting cooked here soon. And so that's a fun way to watch the team play. It's miserable to prepare for. And then their starting lineup, they crush you with the advantages. DeMar's had a good year, and he's a great offensive player. His passing has been a huge part of their success, in my opinion. And LaMarcus Aldridge, I thought LaMarcus was excellent when he was playing in Portland and his early years with the Spurs, but you see even more of a desire to get to the block. He is running and posting and making it hard to guard. Man, those guys put you in a bad spot. Yeah, I told you in Philly, I was really concerned. Now, grade 2, I don't think it's that bad. I'm not a doctor, although sometimes I have to talk about that stuff with all of you, so I apologize. But I was told that he was going to go back, and they were worried about something on the bone, and they went back to the specialist yesterday, took more picks, and they feel really good about it. He feels really good. He's ready to go. He's an NC guy anyway. But he's going to be on a 15 to 20 minute restriction. So keep him at 20.
Brad, I know you guys had some play rest for Al anyways down the time.
No, this was not. This was the original plan. We were trying to avoid back-to-backs, so it was going to be one of two. But his knee was a little bit more sore after the Philly game, and nothing major, nothing long-term. And there's a chance that he would play Tuesday. But we felt like the extra day in a week between games, or almost a week between games. It's obviously a big loss against the Spurs, but other guys will have to pick up. No. I don't know. Ask somebody else. Never. I mean, we haven't had any success since I've been here. And they've been really good the whole time. And, it seems like we're always playing right in the midst of a 9-game streak. But I think, I've said this before, he sets the bar for all of us, but he treats us all like, it means a lot that he allows us to participate in this coaching thing with him. He's special. I think he's the best, as good as he gets. I just hope the team's really good tonight to make it.
For a moment, what is it?
I think he's malleable. He can coach any team with anybody and end up at the end of the year playing the right way and playing the way that they want to play to the strengths of those players. He's still looking like the Spurs regardless. That's what makes him special. And I think that's when you talk about special cultures. I think this one is the most, in the NBA, the most akin to the one down the road in Foxborough. I think that those similarities are pretty obvious. Thanks.